Yo, Thought Warriors. What is up? Higher Learning is on. It is I, Van Lathan Jr.
And it is me, Rachel and Lindsay.
So there's a movie that's coming out, and everybody has to go see it. Okay. All right. Is everyone listening?
You have our full attention.
There's a movie coming out, and everybody has to go see the movie. I'll tell you what the movie is. It is with Halle Bailey.
The Tuscany movie?
You have to go see the Tuscany movie.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. But I haven't seen it yet, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good the movie is. I'm asking everyone to go see the movie, and I'll tell you why. I've seen, first of all, the great Will Packer is behind this movie, and you guys know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That whatever Will does forever, I will do it. I'll tell the Will Packer story again. I am fired from TMZ in 2019. Will Packer makes it a point to put me back on television. Every time I think about it, I get a little emotional just because he believed in what I was doing and thought what happened was bullshit. And that is, to me, the way we should be looking out for each other when we can. So shout out to Will Packer for that. But more than that, I saw a tweet by a sister named Nina Lee.
Okay.
Now, she has done a rom-com, and that rom-com has, I think, Country Wayne and Coco Jones in it.
Okay.
And what she has said was that there are a lot of studios that are watching for this movie. You, Me, and Tuscany is the name of the movie. Reggae John Page is in this as well. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's Halle Bailey and Reggae John Page. Mm-hmm. A lot of studios are watching this movie
to see
how it does, to gauge the near future of the black rom-com. I'm going to be real quick on this. Black rom-coms, insanely important. Insanely important because the rom-com as a film is a celebration of the love and fun that two people can have. A rom-com is, in a way, the most humanist of movies. So black people being out there just loving, laughing, having ups, downs. Nobody's chasing anyone with a whip. We're not trying to get out of the hood. It's not love in the crack era. It's not love on the plantation. It's just love. That's important for us to support and celebrate.
Well, I can't remember if we talked about this here, but we used to have that in the 90s. There are so many funny, beautiful 90s black rom-coms. And then it just disappeared. And so, yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. We should, I feel like we talked about in this podcast about the disappearance of them, but which it's crazy that they're looking at this one movie for this, but if this is what it's going to take to bring that back, which is something that we grew up on, which I feel like was a part of my upbringing, my childhood, then let's get it.
I don't know if they're looking at one movie for the whole, but what I'm saying is that when creatives say stuff like that, it's actually true.
Okay.
Now, I hit Nina up to see and I actually hit Will up just to make sure that I was talking about this. But look, you guys, for example, the drama is coming out next week. I couldn't be more excited for the drama.
That's Zendaya.
That's Zendaya and Robert Pattinson.
I don't, what's that about?
Nobody knows.
Okay, so I'm not in the dark. It's not just me. Okay.
Yeah. Some people are trying to spoil it, but no one really knows.
Okay.
I got excited about this movie. Then I thought this could be a part of the biracial jihad.
You know people want you to let this go.
I don't care what they want.
Well, I do.
I didn't ask them.
We should take a higher learning vote.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you see how I said I do, and he goes, I didn't ask them. See, he don't want to pay attention to what I said because he wants to keep going. We're going to say, well, first we're going to bring Tracy on, and then we'll retire it. We're going to hear from an actual biracial person on how we should handle this, and then we're going to move on.
Hold on for a second. Wait a second. Reggae John Page. Hold on for a second. Oh my God. I think Reggae John Page, I think he might be a part of the biracial jihad.
He is.
Oh, shit, bro. See what I'm saying? Y'all don't, but I'm making it up.
Wait, is he not?
I'm saying.
What are you making up? Oh, so now, are we for it or are we against it, Van?
No.
Are we for it or against it?
Well, I mean, we have to go support the movie. But we do eventually have to make love between niggas. That's the movie that I want to see. two dark skinned
But
people
we have to
love.
support it because they'll
It's like no. I'm being I apologize, guys. That's not how I want to be. I'm changing. No, don't. That's none of that's true.
Oh yeah, he definitely is in it. But
we're going to see this movie as a family. Everybody, we're going to see this movie.
It's still black love.
Me, Tuscany. It's black love. It's black love.
I don't like that smile.
That's what I love about it. That's one of my favorite things about this movie. That
smile. Like, do it again. Zoom in on it. I don't trust it. If Van ever calls you, that's what pops up.
What?
And it creeps me out every single time.
I believe in this movie, and I'm going to go see it. It's going to be great. And I'm going to buy popcorn.
Date night?
Sit down. Huh?
Date night?
Date night. Get out there, do it. We have Beauty and Black on the show today.
Very excited about it. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that I could bring you in to the Beauty and Black world. It's just wild. It's wild. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen Tyler Perry do anything like it. It's #1 for a reason. And we get into it with both the stars, Crystle Stewart and Taylor Polidore Williams. And we also known as Kimmy and Mallory.
We talked a little bit about some of the criticism of the show, criticisms of Tyler Perry as well. So you guys hang out for that. They were very good with their time. We talked about Houston.
Two of Texas'
from Houston.
finest.
And I didn't get a chance to drive the wedge between AK and Delta, but I'll get to that.
We kept it light because I was actually going to bring something else up that I didn't really want to talk about.
What are you going to bring up?
One of the stars in the movie, has this really controversial Instagram live where he basically condemns the LGBTQ plus community, and he plays someone.
He condemned them on a Tyler Perry show?
He condemned them on his live, and on his show, he very much so. He is not, but he plays. He has to play into it. I don't want to give anything away, but like he has to be a part. So it's there, and you have queer coworkers. There are other people on the show that are queer. So for him to make this statement was really controversial. Now he's since come out and he's apologized for it and said that he's learning, but it's a pretty recent statement. But I wanted to keep it light and not go there and have them. We're celebrating the fact it's #1. It's a huge thing for them. I didn't want to bring all of that into it, but it is a thing that people are talking about that are in the fandom.
I get that everybody has to learn on their own time.
It's not an old statement, by the way.
It's an old statement?
It is not.
Okay, I know what everybody learn. I'm not holding myself out to be better than this brother at all, because everybody has to learn in their own time. And here's what they have to learn. Gay and trans and non-binary people are people just like you that get all of the same rights, opportunities, and experiences that you do. That's the whole lesson.
Class dismissed.
See? It's very easy to learn. You go to a restaurant, gay people go to a restaurant. You get married, gay people get married. You have a cartoon, gay people have a cartoon. You have a show, gay people have a show. You dance, gay people dance. Like, it's the same thing. And you know what else is funny about gay people? They're black.
I wish.
They're black and they're gay and they're just as black and they're black and they're a part of us and we are them and they are us.
Yeah,
and they deserve.
They're human.
It's just like they're actually black and sometimes biracial. Which
somebody clip that and send that to Xavier.
Okay. Quick hitters, Donnie.
All right, let's start on the legal front. A LA jury found Meta and YouTube liable in a landmark case over social media addiction. The lawsuit was brought on by a 20-year-old woman who said that she became addicted to the platforms as a child. They awarded $3 million in damages, with Meta responsible for about 70% and YouTube responsible for 30%. Jurors also found the companies acted with malice, meaning additional punitive damages could follow. What do you guys think this means for the future of social media platforms?
I think it's huge. And I'm not against it. Oh, Van, grow up. Grow up. Mm-hmm. I think you haven't seen anything like this because it's not that it's the first time that someone has tried to sue these social media companies. It's the way in which these lawyers decided to sue Meta and YouTube, which is why it's like, oh, this could set a precedent for cases to come, because this definitely won't be the last time. So basically, these social media companies have been able to get away with continuing what they're doing and not be subjected to these lawsuits under a federal act, which basically says that you can't sue tech companies, and they're not tech companies are not responsible for what their users post. And these lawyers said, all right, well, what we're going to do is basically go around that and say it's the product that's the problem. It's not what people are posting, because obviously these tech companies aren't in control of that. It's how the tech company platforms their social media company or their outlet. So like the infinite scroll, the constant notifications, beauty filters, all of this. And so what this plaintiff is saying is that she basically has suffered personal injury because she'd been using social media since she was 6, and it added to her body dysmorphia and all these other things. And so she said she has been harmed by them. She said that these companies were negligent. The jury said, you know what? You're right.
Couple things here, I think. The first thing I think is I watched an interview with Peter Thiel. It's very interesting.
You love to watch a Peter Thiel interview, don't you?
I like to watch all different types of interviews. I watched Coleman Hughes and Glenn Greenwald earlier today. I watched Coleman Hughes, Dave Smith. I can actually learn a lot from Coleman Hughes.
Oh, you want to have Coleman on here?
I would like to. I don't think Coleman would do it because like Coleman is a very different type of, he maintains his emotional pitch very well.
Oh, you don't think you could do that?
No, I have to sing a special song to maintain my emotional pitch.
Have we heard it?
No. Oh, I never told you about this?
I
never told you about the Mickey Mouse Santa Claus MLK song?
I think I remember that.
Oh, no. One day,
okay.
when I get really mad, I sing a song. Mickey Mouse,
I
Santa
literally,
Claus,
if you've
MLK.
never said this to me.
Yeah,
but,
like
okay.
these are people imagine these are people that calm me down.
Peter Thiel interview.
Peter Thiel says the crowd asks him, or he gets asked by the interviewer, how much screen time he lets his kids have per week. What do you think his answer was?
None.
1 hour and 30 minutes
Yeah.
from Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
Now, Peter Thiel invested something like $200 million, maybe more, into Facebook. He has been a part of the tech oligarch revolution, the power grab from these types of guys. He essentially is an algorithm himself. When you watch him, it's like, oh, this is a human being. But he realizes that too much of this stuff is harmful. Now, I'm the wrong spokesman for this. People know I am chronically online, except for our Reddit, where they posted my mom, bunch of lowlifes. But like I am chronically online, right? But the interesting thing about this conversation I had on a podcast called the Escape Hatch podcast is I'm interested to see where this can go in terms of tying direct harm to social media usage.
What do you mean?
Okay. Think about other industries that we've highly regulated. What you are able to do in these industries is tie direct harm to the usage of said product. If you think about tobacco.
That's what they're comparing this case to.
Right. At one point, you smoking cigarettes everywhere and stuff like that. How did we really win the war against cigarette smoke? And I having people smoke on the plane and stuff like that. We not only regulated smoke and cigarettes in terms of usage, we also sort of culturally regulated them. Hey, you're not going to have billboards with people smoking. You've come a long way, baby, Virginia Slim. You're not going to have commercials with it. You're not going to have any of that stuff. Smoking in movies sort of went away. And when that happened, there was sort of a cultural regulation of that because you could tie tobacco directly to this outcome, which is either cancer, emphysema, heart disease, all of that. If you're talking about alcohol you can directly tie to being impaired and then driving. So the alcohol company has to, in some way, now we haven't really put the genie back in the bottle with that, but the alcohol company in some way has to say, hey, drink responsibly. They have to limit their liability in getting you to do this thing that is bad for you and dangerous. And so we're able to put an age limit on it. We're able to say in some places you can't drink on this day. You can't drink here. You can't walk around drunk. There's going to have to be a robust effort to tie social media usage not to a litany of possible harms, but directly to one or two harms. You're going to have to be able to say that it somehow decreases your cognitive function, or it's somehow, I'm not saying that people can't do this, I'm saying this is the project. Like it somehow decreases your cognitive function. It somehow gives you body dysmorphia. It leads to depression. It leads to, there's going to have to be something at the end of this that is very actionable to get the type of reform that people are going to want. And then we're going to have to also ask, last thing I'll say, is what do people want? If we are to regulate social media, are we regulating the algorithms? Are we regulating what age you should be able to go on there? These are the conversations that are going to have to happen.
Well, that's what I think that this case is happening. Well, this case did connect it, right? Like to prove negligence, you have to show there was a breach, and then that breach caused harm. So there was an injury, which is what she presented, and they said, you are in fact correct. Now, of course, they're going to appeal this, but I think that some of those questions I think were at least answered in this case. Now, how Meta, and because they awarded her like $3 million, and a couple of the jurors spoke out and said they didn't want to do this large sum because for them, it's not just about this person getting money, it's about an impact, like making change. And so what I do think you'll see, of course, Meta and YouTube will probably appeal this, so that's a long ways away. They're fighting it. They maintain that they are not creating an addictive product, but the plaintiffs had evidence that showed conversations between, I don't know if it was Meta, YouTube, or both, that showed that they were very aware of this addiction that can happen because of the way that they present this. And I mean, you even just talked about Peter Thiel. I mean, that's not direct, but that's evidence that he believes that it's harmful. So I think that you'll see maybe a warning, cigarettes have a warning label. There could be a warning. It could be what maybe some other countries have done after a certain age. You can't get on social media. It might be that the algorithm isn't so addictive. It might be that they don't have constant replays. I mean, I think there are small changes they could make that don't make it so bad. Because think about when Instagram started versus now. Mm-hmm. I was not using it to the level that I was when it first started. I don't think it was as addictive as it is now.
Well, and I think didn't have the algorithm yet.
Exactly. So I think that if they can take away some of these things, or maybe like constant notifications or whatever it may be, take it back, dial it back a bit, that might be the answer.
So I think in this case, they were able to prove that in this instance, that it affected this person like that.
Right.
Right. A couple of things happened, if you compare it to cigarettes, drunk driving and all that stuff, like if you can compare it to, or alcohol usage and all of that, there were direct diseases that they could then say, hey, you drink enough, your liver turns to stone. You smoke enough, your heart goes kaput, and your lungs fail. Like it's because these things are physical, there was an easy scientific explanation in the harm of the product. In this case, they were able to do it for this one person. The problem is there are scores of people that are going to be like, I use this stuff all the time and I'm fine. What they're going to have to do, because there are a lot of people that smoke, they're fine. What they're going to have to do is prove that on average, you are less healthy if you use social media in some kind of way. On average, in terms of the general population.
What do you mean they have to prove that? For what?
In order to actually regulate it, they're going to have to prove that it's...
Well, it's going to be their choice. Otherwise, they can keep getting sued and having to pay out. They don't have to prove what you're specifically saying. Like they could, this is precedent.
No, I'm not talking about like, they can, if they want to, like,
they can keep it as is.
Well,
they
$3
can
million
get sued.
is a drop in the bucket to Facebook.
Correct.
Like that's the cost of doing business. So like, but like what I'm saying is, if we want societal regulation, which is what I want, if we want societal regulation on social media, which I think it should be regulated at this point, if we want that, then the investigation into it is going to have to be able to demonstrate how exactly social media is hurting and harming us.
Who would do societal regulation? Like who are you?
The government.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that will happen.
Why?
Well, it won't happen under this administration.
Well, not under this administration, but yeah, like governmental regulation, like it's government, they regulate all different other type of media.
Yeah,
we got Beauty and Black coming on later. If Beauty and Black was in the movie theater, you wouldn't be able to be 7 years old and go in there and buy a ticket to be like, I want to see Beauty in Black. I want to see some asses shaking vagina.
I'm not saying it can't they can't do it. I'm saying, well, one, we both agree it wouldn't happen under this administration. I'm more so looking at it from the legal pressure of this case, because now you have a roadmap. You have a blueprint of, all right, well, now I know I could sue and possibly do exactly what they did and then get money. And that jury may award 100 more times what this jury awarded. You know, like they don't have to stick to this exact thing. But the point is that something happened that's never been has happened before. And will this legal pressure, because you're right, $3 million is nothing to them. Even this attorney in his closing argument had like a jar of M&Ms and showed like this is was demonstrating how much money it would take to actually impact these companies. But if it keeps happening, will Facebook, Meta, or YouTube say, you know what, we're going to do this, and then that might be the regulation that happens. Everything's based on money, right, for them, so I don't know, but this was really interesting to me because it hasn't been done before, and I think you're about to see a bunch of people. I mean, there's another case going on right now in New Mexico with where $375 million Meta was hit with. For a different reason, but still, because they said that Meta fails to protect young users from child predators. They just were hit with $375 million. So I just wonder if these legal cases may cause them to tighten it up.
I'm skeptical. I think the only way you're going to be able to, get them to change it, is through actual government regulation.
You're probably right.
I mean, but maybe who knows? Who knows? Look, do you care about the NBA salary cap?
Well, you do.
Of course.
Go for it.
I don't think the audience cares.
Why was it interesting to you? Because I looked into this. I was like, okay, Van wants to talk about it. Let me not be a curmudgeon.
It's not actually, it's $1 million lower than earlier projections. This is a decline in local media revenue. And when you have things like fraudulent 83-point games, people decide that they don't want it anymore.
Do you think that's what you think people aren't watching, or is it because like that the company who I guess was over local stations went bankrupt, so now people don't have a local place to really watch it, so that's why
I think that this is a direct response to the 83-point game from Bam Adebayo. That people turn their televisions off after that happened. They turned them off. They were like, we don't want to. This product is trash. And so it hurt the league financially. And until Kobe is respected, that will continue to happen.
If I could do a community note, it would say that is, in fact, absolutely not true.
You can't prove that.
It's not why viewership dropped. They don't have like a local.
No. There's local media revenue. Yeah. Like Rachel is right. The more interesting conversation here is, will there be a changing in the guard in America's second sport? Baseball is on a heater. Major League Baseball has actually been able to do something that's different for the NBA. The NBA is like a nationwide sport with all of these nationwide brands. We talked about this a little bit, but Major League Baseball has been able to transform itself into a regional powerhouse and is now getting to a point where obviously the salaries in their league are going to have to get checked and stuff like that. But they are really growing in a real way, and people believe in the competition. Besides the fact that the Dodgers have this unlimited amount of money to spend and can go buy up all of these players, the competition in Major League Baseball is looked at as a product that's getting better. They have introduced a pitch clock to baseball.
Thank God.
It's moving the games faster. Some of the competitive things in baseball have worked to change the product in a way that is more palatable to the fan. Makes it better for the fan to watch. It's better. The NBA is moving, I don't care what anyone fucking says, in the opposite direction.
I will agree with you.
The NBA, the rules that exist in the NBA right now, some of the things that you're allowed to do are eroding people's love for the actual game itself. If you love basketball. And I think you're starting to kind of see that along with the media stuff and the local media rights that you're talking about. Also with the fact that watching these games means I go to I
Exactly.
go to League Pass and it says click on this to go to Peacock. I go to Peacock and Peacock like psych nigga. Go to Amazon. I go to Amazon and Amazon is like we don't have a game today, Van. You got to go to Spectrum TV Sportsnet, BallySports.com, and I'm like I'm not doing all that to watch the fucking Clippers. I just wanted to see what Kawhi looked like for 3 minutes in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So there's a lot happening at the same time with basketball. And that's not to take anything away from some of these studio shows because I think what Amazon's doing for basketball is fantastic.
No, everybody
there's
loves
just
the
a lot
Amazon
of different places to watch basketball right now.
But no. I will agree with that. Like you don't know. And I would say if football had more games, it would be the same thing because it's on spread out so much, but it doesn't. But you're absolutely right. I think that it feels disconnected. You don't get to just like turn on your TV and, oh, there's the game. Or maybe certain institutions that you were tapped into have disappeared. Those shows aren't there anymore. So it's
By the way,
just feels disjointed.
Just so people know, they still made more. The cap is still going up. It's just not going up as much as they expected it to. So the players are still making more money. The cap is still going up. I don't want any niggas
So
to
that's
think
why this is a crazy story.
broke ass basketball players. The cap is still going up. It's just it was $1 million off, and the NBA is not used to taking even small little.
It always goes
like
up.
microscopic L's like that.
But now I know what your motivation was. It was to get the BAM comment out because I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, they're at 155. They had projected what, like, I don't know, 166, and now it's 165. They're still going up. I was like, what is this really about?
They lost money.
It's what you wanted to. It's the point you wanted to
As
make.
soon as that happened, they lost money. I need somebody random to go break that record, man. What my young buck at?
But see,
hold
no,
on, I
that
got
would
young
not
bucks in
change
this
your
league
mind.
that I
That would
fuck
not.
with.
If a random person did it,
Not a random.
it would be how the person does it because that's your issue with Bam. It's not who did it; it's how he did it.
I fuck with Bam, man. Bam is one of the top. He's got one of the top. Bam in Asia, I love that. You know, shout out to Bam. But I'll need one of my young bucks to get it.
Bam,
Tyrese
congratulations.
Halliburton, Trey Murphy, go get the record, man.
But it's really sad that you just can't take this win and just enjoy it and bask in it. I mean, you worked hard to get here. You've been in the league for a long time, and you got this. Yeah, and you got this 83-point game, and then you got people like this that want to rain on your parade. You want a random person, you just said,
Rachel,
to beat that record.
What is a DHO in basketball? All right,
No, we don't. That is literally no. Let's go back. You know what? Let's go back to the previous topic and let me start throwing out some legal terms for you.
I don't know any of them.
Okay.
I don't know any. I don't know any of them. Torturous. What is it? What is it? Tort? I know tort.
It's tort, not torturous.
Torturous. What's the difference between torturous and tort? Don't they say torturous, nigga? Why are you looking at me like that? I don't like feeling stupid. I don't like being talked down upon.
Like the case we just talked about. That's tort law.
So that's tort.
Yeah, like it's a personal negligence. It's like a personal injury case. That's tort law.
What about what's torturous then? Tort and torture is not the same thing? What's torturous interference? Y'all never heard that? I heard that on one of these shows, man. Torturous interference.
Wait.
They don't have that?
Wait.
Jade, stop eating random slices of beef. Jade, did you see what Jade had to eat today? Jade came in today with a whole.
She always has a little snack.
Jade is on the paleo diet. Jade came in with a whole. Who snacks on? Jade had cut up pieces of steak. She eating them like she Ukrainian.
What?
I'm sorry.
Okay. I do want to bitch at something too. Yes, torturous interference is a real thing, but you don't just say torturous.
What is it?
Torturous.
Torches?
Interference.
Torches?
Not torturous.
It's not torches. It's torches.
It's tort law.
Yeah.
So it's tort.
Okay.
IOUS.
Torturous interference, and that's when you torture somebody while you interfere with them.
But it's like a breach. But wait.
A breach.
This is something that came out came up in our interview, and I was shocked when you said it. We're gonna play the interview at the end of the podcast, obviously, but you watched The Beauty?
I watched that scene.
I don't know anybody else that watches that show.
I saw that.
I watched the whole. Do y'all watch it? Anybody watch The Beauty?
Beauty. It's called Beauty, I think.
And that's what I was going to tell you. I don't think anybody's watched. I think I'm the only person who watches that show.
I saw we're going to talk about a scene that I saw where a fat brother with a great jawline, like, committed a mass shooting in a plastic surgeon's office. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And we're going to talk about this later on with the ladies when she come out. I don't want to spoil.
And he turns into Jeremy Pope.
And then he that shit is wild. And
that's just the beginning.
The question that we're talking about is, it doesn't seem as if Ryan Murphy gets the smoke for doing some of that stuff that maybe Tyler Perry does on Beauty and Black. And is there a component here that gets back to what we were sort of talking with Jamie Lawson about? But I watched that one scene and I was like, I don't know if I can fuck with this.
Yeah, I don't think people are watching it. That's why they didn't talk about it. But that show is wild.
It is.
What?
Ryan Murphy just goes for it.
This episode is brought to you by Comcast Business. This just in. The Comcast Business Price Lock Guarantee is back. For a limited time, you can lock in the same great rate on gig speed internet and advanced security for 5 years. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch to the Comcast Business 5-year Price Lock Guarantee today. Learn more at ComcastBusiness.com. Ends March 29th, 2026.
Druski, with another banger. Druski doing better numbers.
I feel like we're waiting for the next skit, like it's like a movie's dropping,
yeah.
Like a song, an album is dropping. We're like, oh, Druski dropped it. What? Because how many? Well, Donnie, actually, just play it.
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
How many views does it have right now?
4.1 million he dropped yesterday. It can't be more. It's got to be more than 4.
That's on one platform.
Yeah, because I saw, what is it on? That's his personal feed. But what about on Twitter? Anyway, it's going crazy. Couple of things.
74.3.
74.3 million views on Twitter. A couple of things popped out at me about this. Number one, the Druski's impact and who he is, it almost can't be measured at this point.
No one close.
No one close. He's one of the those numbers. The numbers are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the amount of interest in what Druski is doing is phenomenal. But then also, Druski's the most brave, to me. Druski is amongst, how can I say this? Druski is maybe the most brave cultural commentator like that we have going right now. Like Druski is starting to, in a direct way, make his politics and his worldview pretty plain, right? When these skits first started, they were these really relatable skits about interpersonal relationships. You bring a girl to a party, a guy's jealous and all that stuff we could all agree on. And you could tell that the stuff is coming from out of his mind. I don't want to make this directly political because he kind of gives it to everybody, right? He gives it to the black guy at the frat house, all of that stuff. But when you think about his opinions on the black church, when you think about what's going on here with Erica Kirk, when you look at a part of this is obviously a send-up of Erica Kirk. When you look at a part of this, he has reporters asking Erica Kirk, who he's playing, direct political questions, and she's responding with platitudes. That's a criticism.
And religion.
Yeah.
So again, it's well that and how these are also titled. So you have the black church, right? But then this is specifically titled How Conservative Women Act in America. Now, he's done other skits that are related to the Asian culture, the Latino culture, to black culture, to be in the token, in a like directly a certain type of person. Mm-hmm. And that's what this is. But to your point, it's controversial.
Right.
And these are becoming more controversial. Like, I didn't laugh as much as this one, but I was entertained. And I definitely was like, wow, he's going directly at Erica Kirk. And so when I looked at or did the autopsy, as you like to say, there were a lot of people, I looked at it on Twitter, a lot of people criticizing him because I think maybe this one, similar to what the black church was for the black culture, this one for white people made them feel uncomfortable because a lot of people were saying, hey, you're mocking her as she lost her husband. You're imitating her emotion when she lost her husband, even more than her holding the Bible. It was, well, she lost her husband. This is a bit too far.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I was fascinated here.
I'm always fascinated.
I'm fascinated as well in that same way. Specifically, though, this particular situation, in a time where, and you got to think, Druski is amongst the most accessible celebrities that we have out there. He legitimately was just at the Fanatics thing, the flag football game. It's going to be Druski and Kevin Hart and all the people who have the most cultural penetration, right? I was at WrestleMania a couple of years ago. And WrestleMania, I don't know if people know, it was in Philadelphia and it was brick out that bitch. Shout out to Cass, man. Me and Cass were sitting there next to the ring at WrestleMania and we're going, yo, it's cold in this motherfucker. I couldn't do it. I left. First night WrestleMania, went back to the hotel. I left. Couldn't do it. It was too much. Okay. Very cold. But of all the celebrities that were there, Druski was the one that people were most interested in. And there were a lot of famous people there. Rappers, actors, a lot of people love wrestling. WrestleMania is a big celebrity event. Druski was the one that they cared the most about. So knowing that he's beloved in that way and has this type of audience, but seeing that he doesn't shy away. And by the way, he won't argue with you about these skits. He puts these skits out, that's it.
I think that helps.
Say more.
Well, because you talked about how brave he is, right? And it obviously is brave to put this out. But if you just put it out and you move on to the next thing, I'm not taking away from his bravery. I'm just saying it doesn't allow people to know. It's open to interpretation. That's how I put it out there. And so it could be that Druski's like, hey, everybody can get it. No, I'm commenting on exactly what it is that people are talking about right now. Now, I think the most controversial thing in this entire skit is the question about Iran. That's the most direct thing that I've seen him do in that sense. But I think that it's brave to do it. It's brave to leave people up to their own interpretation of it because you're allowing people to create their own narrative. But he moves on to the next thing. And I think that helps him because you actually can't speak with specificity how he feels about a particular topic. He could say, I'm just creating a skit on what the social commentary is.
Well, I mean, I think, and there will be a lot of people that talk about Charlie Kirk's death and like you said, whether or not it's appropriate. Here's the deal, and everyone knows this and should know this. I did not know who Erica Kirk was, not really, prior to Charlie Kirk's death.
Same.
Since then, Erica Kirk has become a national political figure, a national social and political figure. She's taken up the mantle of running Turning Point USA. People are going to talk about her. It's the way that it goes, right?
Yeah. Like they talked about her husband.
Like they talked about her husband. It's the way that it goes. If there was anything that directly in this skit was involved in... had to do or there was a commentary about Charlie Kirk's assassination. If this skit were in any way making fun of the death or the assassin, I could see people having a problem with it, but it doesn't. He's talking about conservative women and he's using Erica Kirk as the mascot for that. And by the way, this skit aside, the fact that Druski at this point in his career has reached this sort of, I don't even really know what to say, but I would just say to all artists, like, yeah, he has a lot of brand deals, he has a lot of stuff, there's a lot, but when he has something to say, he just fucking says it. He says it in the art, he says it in the sketch, he just fucking says it, and he leaves it there. You guys talk about it, that's what you do. Like, and the black church was mad at him Now, the conservatives are going to be mad at him. It'll be interesting to see what they try to do. Because this right here, just to let you know, is going to be PEDs like Ben Shapiro, Clay Travis, whomever is going to take this and inject it into their veins.
Yeah.
Like inject it into their veins. But I saw this, I was like, when I watched it, conservative, then I was like, Erica, I was like, oh shit, Druski, talk your shit. Do your thing. And we do need to have a conversation about people taking relevant geopolitical and social issues and then responding in the most milquetoast platitudes, really in intellectual and emotional lies to people when we're in this type of situation.
Oh yeah, I mean that's coming from the top. So.
It's a relevant conversation. Relevant conversation. Also, I'll say this, just so people know before we go, get off the topic. Anytime, just to let y'all know, I'm not entertaining the whiteface thing. If you're not smart enough at this point, just fucking get over it. I'm not entertaining the whiteface thing. I'm not entertaining it. I'm not entertaining it. I'm not entertaining it. If you can't see the difference, God bless, go with him.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime, this goes from white chicks to this, anytime a black man takes on the mantle of a blonde-eyed, blue-eyed, blonde-haired white woman, it is terrifying. This is scary. This was this is like, y'all don't watch white chicks. That don't scare y'all.
Yes,
that shit is fucking scary.
Yes,
I'm afraid of it. Like I watched this, the nails, the eyes, the whole deal.
The nails were crazy.
Yeah, like anytime this happens, I'm terrified.
The feet in the ballet shoes.
Yeah, it's scary as shit to me. It's scary.
The close-ups were terrifying.
You talking about white chicks or this?
I'm talking about this.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
white chicks is one thing, but this
when he's looking at the thing, I think Druski was playing with horror a little bit because nigga.
Well, that was Erica Kirk. She did that.
Yeah, but you know, I'm looking at it. She don't really scare me.
Oh, when she does that stare,
you get scared.
Stop it.
You're scared of her.
Stop.
Oh, you know what I was? Can I ask you a question?
What? What?
ABC needs a bachelorette.
You gotta be. Let's go. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
What do you mean?
I would only do it if you hosted.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Oh, I was like, come on.
I would definitely host it, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm talking
if you hosted it, I'd be so down.
I'm talking about Erica Kirk.
Can you imagine? I saw somebody say that online, like, because people are throwing names out there.
Mm-hmm.
It would get views.
It would.
I'd probably watch just out of pure curiosity.
Question.
But they got another show, that traditional marriage show. That's for her.
That's for her. You don't have anything to do with picking the guys that are on your season when you're on The Bachelorette, right?
No, they'll just be like, is there anything that's off limits?
Oh, they ask you that.
Mm-hmm.
So they ask you about the guys and they go, so
like,
what?
is there something, like, you can't, nobody goes in there and is like, no, this. Like, no, you don't say like, no particular race. Nobody does that. I would hope not. I don't think so.
Let me tell you what
I said like no athletes.
You said no athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. You were over it at that point.
I was over it. Tapped out.
If Erica Kirk was on The Bachelorette,
mm-hmm.
This is an easy one.
Let's do it.
Erica goes to O Block. I'm talking Erica, all niggas. The fuck I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about the ones, nigga, I'm not talking about, shout out to Coleman Hughes. We talked about him on the podcast. I'm not talking about Coleman Hughes. Coleman Hughes is somebody that I'm talking about, nigga, Erica Kirk, fuck, I'm talking all the people.
6WA.
Erica Kirk, 6WA. I'm talking Big X, Rosan. I'm talking Erica Kirk. Like that they would get me to watch.
Who wouldn't watch it?
Like that they would get me to
Actually,
watch.
I wouldn't want to see. I wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah, but I'm just letting people know that if you guys think that someone is going to enter into this realm of politics and visibility and not have anyone send them up, make a parody, do a thing, you're crazy.
The conversation is so intersected now. It's almost like if you consider yourself a part of a cultural commentator, how do you get away from it? You know, these are the conversations people have.
Who's next for Druski?
That's a great question.
What would be Druski's next skit to you?
Imitating our politicians.
Really? You think so? Druski as
That's Pete Hegseth.
Druski is Pete Hegseth?
Tough. Can you imagine being like, oh gosh, what's the new guy's name for DHS?
Mark Mullen.
Mark. Yeah. Like doing like crazy moments from Congress. I mean, not Congress, from like hearing committees.
What would really be funny is if Druski
Or he's just Trump.
If he did an Iran one.
You can't. Not
Like
right now.
if he did an Iran one
You
and
can't.
he played them,
The time has passed.
that would be funny.
The time has passed. But I could see him doing Trump.
Yeah, I can see him doing
I
Trump.
think it's going to be politics. He's slowly creeping that way. Politicians.
But I tell you, there is a calculus here. The calculus is, what do you know that people have strong opinions about, and what can you make funny? And to me, that's what good subversive art is. What do you know people care about, and what can you take from that and make funny? So Druski doing it at a level right now that, I don't know, man. As far as he's showing what you can do with social media in this era. And before we get out of here, before we get off the subject, shout out to Kai Cenat too. Like, shout out to him. Like, I'm watching Kai Cenat's evolution and everything that Kai Cenat is thinking about and everything that is on his mind and how he doesn't want to be pigeonholed with great interest.
Yeah.
Like Emperor Palpatine said about Anakin Skywalker, I'm watching your career with great interest. Do you know why he said that to him?
Come on. No, I don't. I really don't even know who.
If you can
Anakin
guess
Skywalker
why he
is.
said that to him, I'll give you
Okay.
1,000 cash.
What did he say?
So Palpatine at that point,
I'm interested now.
who is not the Emperor, he wasn't at that point. He looked at a young Anakin Skywalker and he goes, I shall watch your career with great interest. And we all went, oh shit. Why did he say that to him?
Because he knew he was going to be Luke.
You almost had the money.
But he knew he was going to be, no?
No, you almost had. I actually freaked out a little bit. Hold on for a second. I thought I was gonna have to give up $1,000. That literally just fucked with me. He knew he was going to be Vader.
Damn.
Okay, like that. Actually, my shit is like, I thought I was gonna have to give Rachel $1,000. Woo!
I wouldn't have made you do it.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I was gonna have to
I should
get
have
on my
known
Jay-Z Capitalism shit.
Skywalker, I'm your father.
Damn.
He
He knew that he was.
But I heard the Skywalker and I was like, Luke. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
He's his Luke. I'm your father.
That's the last time I'm doing that
Oh.
shit. Fuck it. She almost fucked around and came up on a nice weekend. That goes so quick for Rach. $1,000, Rach go to 3 spas. It's out.
I'm kind of right though.
You're not right.
I kind of had 500.
No, you're not right because he knew that he was going to try to tempt him later on, and maybe he didn't know at that point. But that if you would have said he knew that he was going to be Vader, every Star Wars person knows that I would have had to accept that, and that would have been disastrous. Both.
Watch out now. I'm getting good.
You're getting too close.
6 years in, I'm
You're getting
kind of
too
learning.
Nah,
This isn't who's in the what was it? The what league? Justice League. This isn't who's in the Justice League
I love
anymore.
how you say the Justice League like it's some obscure group of superheroes
It was to
from
me.
motherfucking Boise, Idaho.
It was to
It's
me.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman,
I know.
the
I
Flash.
think I said Wonder
Green
Woman and you
Lantern,
told me it didn't
and
count.
goddamn, I love
I
how
think
you.
I said Wonder
that
Woman.
pisses me off that you just did that. I love how you act like
I'm
the
there.
Who. That's like saying who.
Van, it's
the
a
Beatles.
whole nother world. I don't know DC. I don't know Marvel. So it's a whole nother world to me. But I did do well in naming people just the wrong thing.
Yeah, you did.
And I made up my own character.
Yeah, it's tough.
May he live on.
Who?
Raja Binks.
All right, let's get into Jay-Z and Usher. Okay. Now, also, people want us to touch back in on the LaRussell entire debate, the whole thing with LaRussell. So LaRussell is reacting to like what's going on with the Heaven Sent situation. We had some fun with the Heaven Sent song and the video for it here on the podcast. What do you think of LaRussell's reaction to this? Have you been seeing it?
I did. I saw the interview that he did on Effective Immediately, I believe is the name of the show. And I appreciated the woman kind of pushing back on the things he was saying. I guess if his engineer told him not to do it and he decided to do it anyway, I didn't think that the response from everybody and how viral it went in such a negative way would get him to change his mind. I figured he would double down on it, which is what he did. But him saying fake outrage to me, like sometimes you just have to take the L. Sometimes you have to just say, I understand why people are upset. They misinterpreted what I was trying to say. But for him to then like push back and be like, that's just fake outrage, as if people weren't genuinely bothered or disappointed or upset by what you said, because you didn't say something like, hey, I don't like Anita Baker. That's not what you said.
Tough.
You said, or Anita Baker doesn't move me, right? It's not personal. Her music doesn't move me. It's not like you said something like that. Yeah. It's that you said something that defends, that upsets a group of people. And the fact that you don't even try to understand where you might have fans that are Jewish. You might have, I forgot who else did he name other than
Hitler, Donald
Trump. You might have fans that have been assaulted. You might have, I couldn't remember everybody that he named.
Just say them 3 names out loud, dog.
Oh, Epstein.
Epstein,
dog? Hitler, what and who was the other? Donald
Hitler,
Trump.
Donald Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein.
Like, it's just so, it almost is, it's worse. It was bad when you said it. And then for you to just be like, oh, that's just fake outrage, as if people don't mean it. It makes it worse because you genuinely aren't considering, like, I understand, I do not agree, but he's like, oh, this is just me being an artist. Well, you have to understand that art can be offensive. And so there's a consequence to what you do, and that is people being upset by it. So I didn't expect him to take it back, but watching it, I thought, now this is even more upsetting. For me, at least.
So I will say that the Effective Immediately show that you're talking about, I want to give them props.
Yeah, they did well.
That lady, that woman that you're talking about is the one and only Gina Views. Fucking rising star, Gina Views. I got so much nice to say about everyone. Gina Views is one of those people.
She's great.
You know where I first started seeing her at?
Where?
No Jumper.
Oh.
And she left and she didn't
that's because she knows what's up.
Fucking since Gina Views is doing her thing. And of course, DJ Head, you guys know that's my guy. DJ Head and Gina Views are crafting this fantastic platform. It's already actually crafted voices out here on the West. So I want to make sure I give them their shout outs. This is, I'm going to pick up on something that you said about the LaRussell thing. First of all, LaRussell's a good brother, right? LaRussell's a good brother. But something that you said, I'm going to pick up, is you said sometimes you got to learn how to take the L, right? That is always going to be hard, particularly for young black men that's in the spot that LaRussell's in. I actually don't think, gently and respectfully, this is about taking the L. I actually think this is about taking the W, because there is a win here. The win here is this. We're going to talk about some performers and people in a second. I'm going to talk about celebrity and community and all that. The win here is this. The win here is the opportunity to deepen your connection with people that are open to that. There are plenty of people that see the opportunity to jump on something that wasn't said right or something that's gone wrong for their own platforms. You can't even worry about them. But there are also other people who legitimately are living in a world where we're trying to figure out how we deal with the Epstein class, where anti-Semitism, anti-black racism is at an all-time high, right? Where Donald Trump is getting us in wars in Iran, where Donald Trump has ICE agents shooting people in Minneapolis. These represent existential threats, like you said, to people's existence. And perhaps having a conversation about the inherent goodness of those people, while I can understand the goal there, perhaps it's not the right time. Perhaps it's insensitive. Perhaps it doesn't take into consideration how people feel in this moment right now. And what we really never talk about is sometimes how an apology, not an apology, or a clarification, not a clarification, or more communication with people after you've wronged them, how it can deepen your connection to them. How that's sometimes how you get the deepest connection to somebody, is to be like, hey, you know what? I can't apologize for my art. I can't even qualify my art. But what I can do is try to understand you. I can try to understand what it is that you're saying. I can make a legitimate effort to go, hey, maybe I did not think of that. And for anyone that's going to have any type of lasting influence in anything, that is the number one trait that you have to have. The number one trait that you have to have is the ability to try to deepen your connection or your relationship with someone during a time when it's not easy to do that. And that's harder to do when you're young. And it's also harder to do when you are living your life on the internet. When you're living your life on the internet, and the internet is a gigantic part of what LaRussell's been able to do, sometimes it feels like any attempt to be like, whatever, I feel y'all, I'm with y'all, whatever, it either feels scripted, notes app apology, an apology directly at a video screen, or it feels like you're backing down to them. Man, I know what it feels like not to want to back down. I'm 45 and I'm still dealing with that. I know what it feels like. But the worst thing you can possibly do is act like you're above a conversation.
Yes.
That is the thing that insulates you from people. That's the thing that makes people go, wait a minute, are you with us? Because like, that's the thing. And if there was anything for me to say, I don't think that this is the end of him. I don't think it's even, I think it's a blip, but what it could be is a learning experience.
Could be. And
how to be in conversation, like really useful conversation with people that you will want support from.
So right now it's an L, but it could be, if he gets to what you're saying, there's space for the W.
Well, what I'm essentially saying is sometimes we have to identify W's in situations where it feels like an L. Y'all all know that I wilded out on the podcast earlier this year. Got on here and acted stupid, was disrespectful to this platform, like embarrassed my mother. When I thought about that, the opportunity for me was to, number one, explain to the audience why my feelings are so raw about that. Like the trauma that makes me reflexively defend Black men. Like why that's important to me, you know. But also try to, even in the staccato, long-winded, oftentimes inartful way that I communicate, try to make people understand that it's out of love. Like that, it's out of toxic, misplaced, unevolved love. It's out of love. It's out of me wanting, it's out of love and personal trauma that I'm not trying to hurt nobody. And anytime you're not trying to hurt nobody, there should be an opportunity for people to coalesce around a set of ideas and behaviors that you have and be like, let's make small tweaks. That's a W. That gets me closer to the audience. That gets me closer to you. But more than anything, gets me closer to myself. And sometimes we have to be able to identify when it's time to do that.
Sure.
Sometimes it takes a little ego death.
Yeah.
Right? But sometimes we have to identify that it's not actually an L. It's an opportunity to further connect. It's tough.
But it takes two.
Well, yeah. I mean, in this situation, it's like, this is a lot of people I know are like more upset with the reaction than they even were with the Heaven Sent. You're not wrong.
Because there was an opportunity, like you said, and it got worse.
Yeah, I mean, look, but once again, it's trying to be positive and trying to be a light. It's harder. And the reason why I give it's more difficult It's more difficult to come out there. I listen to rappers, and my favorite record right now.
What?
6WA. Have you heard this record?
Mm-mm.
It's one of the hardest records I've heard in a while.
Mm-mm.
You gotta listen to this. This is coming
6WA?
from 6WA. This is coming from your neck of the woods.
Well, clearly not, because I don't know it.
It's Big X the Plug. It's
don't
Big
know
X the
it.
Plug, Rosama, who else? Young Hood.
I'm
I
not
want to make
tapped
sure I
in.
shout out everybody
I'm
on
not
the
tapped
record.
in.
Hold
I
on.
see it.
6WA. And I'll tell you how I heard this. Nick Cannon.
Oh.
Nick Cannon put this up. So it's Big X the Plug, Rosama, Young Hood, Murder Gang, PB. 6WA is the record. It is just an insanely hard record, right?
It's an album?
No, just this one song is what I'm talking about. It's an album. I think they got a whole album out, but this one, Rosama turned into a different being on the verse. Rosama like evolved into some different type of rap entity on the earth. But they out there and they rapping, they taking on the imagery of NWA and they talking they shit. And there's a hell of a lot of talent that is being displayed right there. If that song was about the war in Iran, the bar of what you have to say and how you have to say it in that record is higher. It's higher. It's harder to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if whatever you're doing, if you're rapping about the love of your mother, it's harder. It's harder to do. It's harder to take them feelings and put them in. It's more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And along with that comes, this is a lot. There's a lot of, you have to make sure that what you're saying has the depth and rhetorical power that your emotion behind it has. So, and the bar is going to be higher for LaRussell or anybody else that's trying to have any substance in what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's not me saying that the rest of this shit, I'm not fucking with it. I listen to all of that shit more than I listen to the other shit. But just know that you'll have a different set of expectations. Anyway, so but you don't fuck with him. You like fucking.
Oh no, I didn't really listen to LaRussell anyway before.
Oh my God, see what I'm saying?
No,
I
but
love this nigga.
I'm definitely not the person.
It was fucking before.
No, it was not that. I just wasn't into his music before I knew who he was.
I don't like that smiling shit.
But I don't
fuck with
feel
this nigga.
I'm gonna keep the same energy I had before. I really wasn't listening to him before, but I'm also like, I'm not like fuck him. I'm not like this is over for him. But I do wish that he could recognize what people are saying, right? I'm not even saying how they feel, just even understand what people are saying. But like, I feel like we've stayed on this too long. And there might be a day, it might take a year or two. Maybe he'll come around and reflect on this moment and be like, have the same perspective that you just gave with your own situation. Maybe he will. And then at that time, it'll be a dub. But we
Also,
ain't
just
there
come
yet.
with some hot records. Okay, so we're gonna now talk about Jay-Z and Usher. Now, it's tough. The whole stuff, not tough. I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah,
thought
I was like,
a
what was
great
tough about
interview.
that?
The Usher thing is tough. That's a tough one. It's a tough one, but it's kind of like it's tough. All right. Jay-Z sat down from the interview. Fraser Thorpe is the gentleman's name that he sat down with. Shout out to him. You might see me and him doing some stuff pretty soon. Shout out to Sean Dickerson. But Donnie, get into it.
Yeah, like you said, Jay-Z sat down with GQ, marking the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. Hit on a bunch of different topics, including the lawsuit he faced last year, capitalism, rap beef. Y'all heard it. What were y'all's takeaways from Jay-Z's sit down?
Okay. We got Jay-Z on capitalism. We also got Jay-Z on rap beef. Rach, where you want to go first?
Capitalism.
Let's do Jay-Z on capitalism, Donnie.
So I wanted you to talk a little bit about this idea of like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this law for the struggling artists. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day for tricknology. He was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take no one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic. People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never gonna win like that.
So he's a capitalist. Mm-hmm. He just confirms it. He said, and he basically says at the end with his last sentence, like, that's the world that we live in. And you're never gonna achieve certain things if you're not a capitalist. It's like, what was the line? What was the line about the world you want to see versus the what?
Yeah, he sees the world as it is and not how he wants it to be.
Yeah, and he says if you see the world as you want it to be, then basically you're never going to have success in that way, in this way, as a capitalist. I wasn't shocked by that. I thought, he goes on to later talk about being a billionaire and is that bad, and he kind of answers it in a similar way. He basically says it's not. He doesn't pay attention to that. He doesn't think that it's a negative thing for him to be a billionaire. But I mean, what were you surprised by anything that he said? He basically says, I grew up being told about this American dream. I grew up in this system of capitalism. I grew up that this is what it is to be successful, what it is to achieve success. I didn't take advantage of anybody. I worked my way through a system and I have success through it. I guess I didn't expect him to say anything different.
I'm going to say something. Just before I say this is for earlier. By the way, black films should not have to continuously show every time, just so you guys know. Like, we should be able to write a movie, get the movie financed. Go see You, Me, and Tuscany. Like, go see You, Me, and Tuscany. Go see it. But just know that rubric is unfair. that set of circumstances, just dawned on me to say this, that set of circumstances where in order for a black film to be made or greenlit 6 months from now, they have to look at every other black film and make sure that the movie is profitable. Yeah, that's
what we said.
I know, just make sure. But go see the movie because we don't have to exist in the world like it is, like JC. But just know that that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right, very true. So you know what? I don't think I've ever understood Jay-Z more.
From that.
Yep.
You didn't feel like you had that understanding of him already. When it comes to capitalism.
No. I took the Jay-Z out of it when I was looking at this.
And who did you put in it instead?
So many people that I know.
Black men?
Yeah.
Okay.
And because everything that he said is 1,000% correct. Mm-hmm. We are educated in the language of Oprah, Jordan, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. We're educated in the language of there's an opportunity for you to change your designation in America. Like, you can buy your humanity. You can make enough money to where the water that you drink is clean, to where your housing is immaculate. You can get to an economic perch in America where your blackness can be overcome if you can make enough money. If you can make enough money, then you can get out of the situation that you've been put in. You can hobnob with people that wouldn't necessarily give a fuck about you. There is a way out of your birth circumstance as long as you can buy it. That is the central operating thesis of capitalism. You buy your way to being human. You buy your way to getting things that human beings should have. And that there's no obligation for anyone to even care whether or not you can have them unless you can produce. And so that's what we do. So what we do is we engage in this capitalism and this competition. And it becomes our whole thing. And then imagine getting there and someone saying, now you're bad because you did the thing that society told you to do. I think the break for me, and just the grand break, is that Jay-Z is saying we in that, but there is no we. What should be being said is I got money. I made it. I did this. Because the pushback on capitalism right now isn't about who made money fairly or who made money ethically. It's about whether or not the system is inherently fair or ethical. And every time I hear somebody talk about this, that is missed. What people are saying is that they're looking around and they're seeing insane income inequality. They're seeing the eroding of living standards for average Americans. They're seeing even sometimes the life expectancy change, right? They're seeing fucked up food. They're seeing declining infrastructure. And they're not saying that Jay-Z isn't working. They're saying this isn't working. They're saying this thing that everyone was told to buy into, and that this would be the saving grace, not of the billionaire class, of the people who are doing fantastic, not of Trump and Hove and Robert Kraft and Michael Rubin. Yeah, it's working for them. What people are saying is it's not working for us. And when we have this conversation, it always gets personalized. It gets personalized by people who go, hey, now that we didn't make the money, now they're telling us that we're bad. We're saying the thing is bad. We're saying the thing is inefficient. We're saying the thing is grotesque. We're saying the thing creates winners and losers. It manufactures that. We're saying the thing that we were told was the saving grace of our American existence it's an illusion. And we're trying to have that conversation even with the people who have been able to make the thing work for them. We're trying to say, you're rich. I might be rich. You might be rich. But we're trying to say everywhere else, there's a tremendous amount of immiseration. There's a tremendous amount of systemic failure. And that systemic failure isn't getting better the more money he makes. That systemic failure isn't getting better the more money the people at the top make. That's not what's happening. And the reason why I connected to what he was saying is because, man, this religion of capitalism, where I come from, it's all niggas have. Like, it's legitimately.
The idea of capitalism.
The idea that you can get rich and change your life for yourself, your entire family, all your generations behind, they get picked. It's so, I wish I had the words. I wish I was better at this. It's like 4-3-40, come with us. 7 feet tall, come with us. Good rapper, come with us. And every time they come along with us, they bring along a little forest of people. Their cousin get to go to culinary school. Somebody get to do the video. And then when one of them falls, that entire forest burns the fuck down. But if not for that, my nigga, you gonna eat oodles and noodles for your whole life until you go to Angola, and then you fucked. So when we're trying to have a conversation about what we're doing, we're not having a conversation about whether or not somebody should make a lot of money. That's not what we're fucking talking about. What we're talking about is whether or not there should be extreme wealth inequality, this hoarding of resources at the top, this ridiculous approach to the humanity of people. Like if I was sitting down and I was talking to somebody, I'd say, hey, I understand what you're saying, but a lot of people lost their homes in 2008. And you would think that the people that engineered that entire thing would have got punished. They didn't get punished. They got rich. Those people had to go back to the poorhouse. What the fuck are we on right now? And so I think a lot of people are going to look at that and they're going to say, hey, he's wrong because he is like raging against any type of criticism of capitalism. He's actually saying, I don't have the capacity to come to terms with the fact that I was lied to. And it also doesn't feel like I was lied to because everything they said came true. Like, I got money. And when I got money, my shit was better. And I was able to not only do that, but build the force for everyone else. It all worked. Now you telling me is wrong?
You're not wrong.
Oh, I know.
In what you said, but I don't think that that was that's not how the question was asked. And I don't think I don't even know if I think Jay-Z would disagree with you about a broken system. I don't think that that's how he took the question or how he answered it. I think he took it personal about being a capitalist, right? Like technically, I'm a capitalist, right? Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't get offended if somebody called me that, but I also believe in everything that you just said about a system, right? And when I listen to Jay-Z answer this particular question, to your point, I understood his mindset of how he grew up and the age we grew up and who we looked at as our heroes that looked like us and what they had and what they attained. Jay-Z goes on in that interview. Frazier's talking to him and he uses the phrase allowed, because something you said about Jay-Z and I was trying to write down what you were saying because I was trying to remember it, but you were talking about, you said he's talking about buying your humanity. You went on something like that. And it made me think of later in this conversation where Frazier uses the word allowed. And he said, don't do that. Don't say the word allowed. Mm-hmm. He said, because allowed makes it seem like somebody has authority over you. I could also take that as in, you're saying a system has authority over you. And his response was, nobody does. It's this idea that you need permission to do something should not exist. You should just do it, right? Don't operate in a place of, I can only go so far because this is what they've told me. I can go beyond that. I don't need your permission. I can just do it. And when I listened to him say that and kind of the way he conducts himself in the whole interview, it doesn't mean that I don't think he thinks that there is a broken system. I felt like he took this interview as an opportunity to say, this is who I am. And these are certain mindsets a mindset that I've had to achieve the things that I have. And I'm not necessarily letting somebody criticize me for saying I'm a capitalist or criticize me for saying I'm a billionaire. I understand the other side of it. But what I'm telling you is don't allow certain things to have authority over you, that you can't achieve greatness, that you can't achieve these things. I looked at it as the whole interview, he was trying to be more motivational and more encouraging and more like a mentor then he took it as an opportunity to maybe call out certain systems. So I can't say, so it's just interesting how we took it, because I agree with what you're saying. I just took this interview as something else, and I wonder if other people did as well. So it's hard for me to say, well, Jay-Z should have said this, as if maybe he doesn't think these things because he's a capitalist or because he is a billionaire. I just think he just responded in a completely different way.
So, well said. Interesting. This is what I'll say. He said that to Frazier about being allowed, but then he rhetorically contradicted that.
What did he say?
Later on in the interview, he also talked about how he knew that they were going to try to kill him, or these forces are trying to kill him. That's the allow. So Jay-Z's point in that was that later on, he talks about, he goes, well, we know that when we get here, when we do this, like they're going to try to kill us. They're going to try to do all that. That's the allow. So either what he's not seeing, he understood when it was articulated to him that the term allow should not be used because he feels like it suns him or minimizes him. Mm-hmm. But then he also admitted that he was under what it felt like was uncommon pressure and criticism and scrutiny because of who he is. That's the allow. The allow is whether or not somebody like him is not just not able to make money, but whether or not they're able to make it peacefully, whether or not they're able to make it like in a way that doesn't compromise who they are, whether or not you're able to do what it is that you do and you don't have to change your ideals. Because there are other people that start off capitalists, they start off in a certain way, they start off and they're able to make money and be that same person. A lot of times, if you are Black, the allow part comes in from the point to where we have to make sure that you are predictable before you get into this room. that we know what you're going to do. And I think when people say that, sometimes they think, man, there's so many black people that are unpredictable that make a lot of money. Those people are predictably unpredictable. Like, you know, you're taking a chance on them. What white America hates more than anything is for them to think that they know a black person, and then they get into the room and then have this nigga start talking about Malcolm X, right? So what the allow portion of what Jay-Z is talking about, he actually addresses that later on when he talks about some of the scrutiny and attacks that he's faced for being black and being rich. My point is not that he doesn't understand his place as a capitalist. My point is, I don't think he gets what the conversation around capitalism is. He thinks the conversation around capitalism is around his capitalism. He thinks the conversation around billionaires is about the fact that he is a billionaire. That is not the conversation. The conversation around capitalism is, at least from where I sit and who I talk to, an interrogation of capitalism writ large, an interrogation of the existence of billionaires writ large. Elon Musk has $850 billion. Guys, come on, man. Like, come on, guys. Prices going up everywhere. People can't afford a house. $850 billion. We're going to have a conversation. It's not going anywhere. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about we're going to talk about tax and wealth. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about this. It's not going anywhere. And so, like, what I'm saying in this situation is, watching him, these attacks, I'm sure, and the reason why I see it is I'm sure they feel personal to him. And a lot of times they are personal, but also the same shit that he got, we all got it. They told all of us that. They told all of us that, black, white, red, green, whatever. It's like they told all of us, I get it. I understand the frustration with, well, shit, now I'm on top, now it's wrong. I get that. But what's actually being said is, while it worked for you, it's not really working for a lot of other people. And we are at an inflection point where the decadence and the inefficiency of our society threatens the whole thing. You need to give some out. You need to spread it around. And if they don't fucking listen, the torches are coming out. And I fucking mean that. That's a real thing. If these people don't fucking listen, if they don't read the tea leaves, all right.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm literally limiting it to the interview. I think that if he had pressed him and widened the conversation, I would be really curious to see how Jay-Z responded.
He was right about the battling.
About how specifically to Kendrick and Drake? Or
he was right about the battling, man. He was right about the battling.
that's the only thing that exists in hip hop now?
Donnie, play the sound. We heard the sound, whatever. He's right about that. Social media has changed the battling.
So you think social media was too hard on Drake?
That's not what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? That's what I love about Rach. No, I'm not saying it at all. You know who I think social media was really hard on?
Who?
I think they were hard on Meek. I never saw.
Oh yeah, they were.
It was
hard
brands.
On Meek.
What the fuck do Whataburger have to do with the Meek versus Drake? Like, Whataburger's like, haha, we got the beef, yeah, and we're better at beef than Meek Mill. And I'm like, what? Why are you dissing them? That's the difference. Like, in 2003, like Hove could lose to Nas and he didn't have to worry about McDonald's dissing him. Ha, look at Jeremy. What the
2001.
fuck? So, like, whatever, 2001. Oh.
You know I love the Blueprint. So I just that era, I know.
Catch me up, Rach. Catch me up now. Well, how you do it? Clock
It's
it.
this one.
Is this one?
It's
Clock it.
No. Duran said that the straights need to stop doing this. And it's this, like you ate, like sign language, the number 8.
So
like you ate.
Duran Bernard, whatever Duran Bernard, Duran's coming on the podcast.
It's this.
So is this how you do clock it?
That's what he said.
This how you do clock it? So it's not like this.
Well, why are all your fingers moving? It should just be this.
This is my Mo Better Blues situation. You never seen this before? I do my Mo Better Blues with Denzel. You never said Denzel's in Mo Better Blues.
I love that movie so
Denzel's
much.
in Mo Better Blues. He's like going crazy. But no. Now, Jay-Z and Nas had their beef. Two things changed directly. One is this whole you got 24 hours to respond. That's the internet. The internet needs things fast.
Yeah.
Takeover comes out, and then when Stillmatic drops, that's some time after. Ether comes out. I could not wait to hear Ether. Then when the Blueprint 2 came out, I could not wait to hear the Blueprint 2. Then when Godson came out, I could not wait to hear Godson. There was, at least for me, I was in Louisiana. I'm sure it was different in New York and stuff like that, but I did not have a fealty to either rapper to where it was like, this rapper represents saving hip hop. This rapper represents the end of hip hop. Mm-hmm. You could listen to both of them. Mm-hmm. When Pac and Big had their thing, that one was a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah, people
that was like, I'm not gonna lie.
People died.
Yeah, I know, but they didn't die over no beef.
Well,
they didn't die over no hip hop beef. Niggas got killed on some LA street shit.
Depends which story you believe.
Okay, cool. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah,
I want to go to the Court Cafe this weekend.
It was related. It was all related. But go ahead.
I'm not saying nothing. I love all hoods. Whatever hood you in, that's the hood I love the most. So right now, if you're in Compton and you wondering, I wonder if that nigga Van fuck with you. Yeah, we do. We, us. Right now, if you're in the Jordan Downs and you like, I haven't heard Van mention the Jordan Downs, you just did. And I love you. Wherever you are. The essays too. Viva la raza. I'm just trying to play basketball. Just don't come up to me when I'm at the park. Like, just leave me alone. I'm not got nothing to do with it. It started before me. I wasn't a part of none of it. And niggas walk up to me and they'll be like, hey, who you know around here? And brother, I know Jesus, brother. That's who I know. We're a grandmother state, Baton Rouge. I hope she's happy and doing well. I have nothing to do with whatever happened in 1987.
I gotta tell you though, when I watched this interview though, it was the first time I looked at Jay-Z and I thought, he's 56.
Oh, I thought you was about to say something else.
No, he felt, and he jokes. He's like, I'm old. I'm in it, but like it hit me in this interview. I was like, wow, Jay-Z's 60.
Yeah, 66-year-old guy.
He'll be 67 this year. Like Jay-Z is 60.
How old is he? He's 1959. Yeah, 57 this year. 57 this year. Jay-Z.
It really hit me. You gonna go to the concert?
No. But I don't.
I'm definitely trying to go to the
But
Blueprint
I don't
one.
like concerts though. So
yeah, I'm definitely trying to go to the Blueprint night if I can.
Blueprint
I'll
night.
ask you for the hookup later.
I don't have any hookups
I know you
over
don't.
there.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
Like not one.
I know you don't. I knew you were gonna say
If
I
the fate of the world
I know.
was if the fate of the world was hanging on the fact that I had to get somebody from Rock Nation on the phone to have a conversation, we did.
Well, I hope that don't trickle down to me because I'm trying to go.
Them. I have no problem with anybody, by the way. I'm just saying it's not a thing. I don't have any hookups over there. It's like,
I know.
I got them everywhere else, but like not there. But yeah, I think the beef thing was correct. I don't know if we need to stop. I don't know him saying that we need to stop the beef. I don't know if I can really.
Did he say stop?
He said he thinks that it should probably stop. He's talking about whether or not it should stop. I don't know if. I mean, I'm not in the hip hop. I don't know. We have to get like some rappers. It's the way
the beef is now. Is basically like I think he would be a fan of keeping it if we took away the way that people beef now.
Yeah,
because that's basically was his complaint is the negativity surround. Like it wasn't like to your point. Like people wanted to destroy one or the other. It was like you're either this or you're this. Nothing. Like you couldn't. I'm not saying that we necessarily did that, but that is how it was on social media. Everybody's always had their favorites, and sometimes this stuff did turn into real, actual violence. But I'm talking about just the way the fan bases are able to do it. And social media, it can extend vitriol, indefinitely. Before we get to the ladies from Beauty and Black,
Usher. Usher did an interview with Forbes. Donnie?
Like you said, he did an interview with Forbes. He sat down with them and said that he has, quote, nothing negative to say about Diddy, and claimed that his personal experience doesn't match the public allegations against the man.
This might be a bit controversial, but in the same way, I think many people choose to look past the reality of what our country is, the standards that we now stand on. We can't ignore the reality of the history, but in many ways, I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness, that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen and how he's been, misrepresented. I'm not saying that every man is perfect. I'm not saying that all of us don't have flaws, but I can't, with any sense of humanity, not recognize the valuable contributions that this man made for us as Black entrepreneurs, for us as businessmen, for us as people who transition, culture and ideas into something that's tangible and becomes business. So many people benefited from what he created. And I acknowledge that. And that's why I see him as legacy.
Yeah. You told Shannon Sharp you learned a lot about business during that era.
Absolutely.
What'd you learn?
Puff was a mentor, but he was like you have that really, really hard teacher, but you're watching something in real time. I think that the idea of the level of discipline that came with that time in business, especially in an era that was trying to prove itself culturally in hip hop. Now, you can't turn on the television and not see the influence of hip hop.
That's right.
But the people who actually made that appropriate and are the forefathers are people like Sean Combs. And not just in the great times that they had musically, but in the idea of being able to find ways to monetize culture and create something that was not just Black or white. It was colorless. It was green. That's who I see that man as. And that's what I choose to remember. I put respect on his name because I realized that, what I learned as a businessman before I even understood what business was came as a result of seeing the incredible things that he was able to do and the way that he positioned himself as a businessman. There are trials and tribulations that come with the pressures of success and power. But what we choose to do with it is what I hope that you see with me and hopefully all the people that I'm involved with, right?
He said, but what you choose to do with it. Well, what did Diddy do with his power? What did Diddy do with his money? Two things can be true. He might have mentored you. You might have learned business from him. But what else did Diddy do with his power and his money? He was a monster. He was an abuser. And I guess similar into the way that you talked about Jay-Z as a capitalist, and he talked about his personal experience, and that doesn't change that it's a messed up system. I guess that same logic applies to Usher here in the sense that you might have had a certain experience with Diddy, but it doesn't change the other system that existed within Diddy land as well. And that has come from evidence, that has come from a jury's verdict, that has come from testimony and stories of countless women. And I'm not shocked, which is sad. And I'm not surprised that I'm seeing an Usher take up for him, but I will never understand how you can totally dismiss the other side of it. I'll never understand how you can revere somebody so much that you can't acknowledge the bad side of him. They did so much good for you that it waters down or makes the other side disappear. And I'm thinking of the person that I revere the most. And if I still learned that there was this other side to him, I couldn't see it another way. And maybe because I'm a woman, I don't know. But I will say, this is all I'm going to say, because this is so disappointing and the thing speaks for itself. But you know why Usher said this? Usher said this publicly because he knows it won't impact him. Usher can say this and it won't have any bearing on who Usher is as an artist. It won't affect his pocket. It probably won't even affect the image that people have of him. And he knows he can get away with saying this.
So I think I have an understand. I think I understand celebrity.
Okay.
Not saying that you don't. And it's one of the things that like I continuously try to get people to do on the podcast is understand celebrity. The last thing that you said, so
They can't.
the last thing that you said, it's not going to hurt Usher. Nothing's going to hurt Usher in the long term unless there was a similar situation to like Usher has done what he's done for like so long, and it's the way people are. Usher has done, we've known Usher since Usher was like 14, 15-year-old guy. You watch Usher trials and tribulations, all kinds of different stuff. It would take a lot to take Usher out of his perch. And also, long after Usher is gone, the music will live on. The shows will live on. Man, this whole thing that we talk about all the time, it's very sticky because memories are sticky. And if you have good feelings to orient memories around, they're even stickier. And talent is such a commodity amongst human beings. Tell you how I understand celebrity. I always talk about like the comment section autopsy. So I just keep telling you guys to do it again. Celebrity does something and it's wrong. Go into the comment section and look at the responses of the people with the blue checks, and then look at the responses from the people who don't have them. The people in the blue checks, or the people with the blue checks, are going to have responses. Hey, keep your head up. This too shall pass. We with you. Love you, bro. Call me. All of that stuff. Now, a lot of people think that those people have those responses because they've completely surrendered their humanity and their sense of morals. I do not believe that is why they have those responses. I believe they have those responses because of identity. What you see yourself as and what you see the rest of the people that you share your society with as. Now, remember what being a celebrity is. Being a celebrity is not going to Ralph's anymore. You don't do that. You got different Ralphs. Being a celebrity means I don't go to the beach that you go to. I go to a different beach. I don't go to the restaurant on the night that you go to it. I might go to the same club, but I'm in a different place. Celebrity is a group of people who say we have a different set of standards, not just for our lives, but overall. And if something happens, we're kind of prone to close ranks. Close ranks. Never know when it's going to be you, when it's going to be your turn, when people are going to find out what you did or how you were or the thing that you fucked up on. So because of that, an attack on one of them sometimes feels like an attack on all of them. This one is actually exacerbated because of the personal relationship that Usher and Diddy have had. But when you watch, and then also all of these people, like to that, they know each other. So if you see somebody that's done something fucking crazy and you don't know them, shit, we fall into that. Like when you see somebody that has done something crazy and you don't know them, and you go, man, I done hung out with their kids. I done been around their mama. I done been at a table with everybody eating.
Right.
I done been down on my luck. They done gave me an opportunity. My underlying thesis for all of it, when it comes to this part of it, is the only thing that people can do is set a standard and make the famous and wealthy people adhere to it. That's your only move. So if you don't like something, if you think something is wrong, if you rely on celebrities and people who are insulated from the real world to make the rules, they're going to make rules that benefit them. The only way to deal with this is to take that power and say, we don't like this. And we're not going to give you God status. It's like the book and the show American Gods. In that show, the gods only have power if what? Neil Gaiman, another person that fucked them, that, was a fucking creep. You see what I'm saying? In that show, in that book, the gods only have power if people believe in them. So the fight in that book is between the old gods, Odin, Thor, all of those, and the new gods which are technology and and the internet and fame and all of that stuff. That's the schism, because in that story, the gods only have power if you believe in them. And that's up when people see stuff like this and they go, hey, we're not trying to live in a world where people can act with impunity and then we got to have a conversation about how many #1 records they had and what they did for the business world. Last thing I'll say before we get to the ladies. I watched something that shocked the fuck out of me and I had never seen it.
What was that?
And I don't see how I did not see this. This conversation about Usher took place on Twitter. And then someone, and I would love to give this Twitter handle, I would love to give them credit right now. Someone said that, they go, KRS-One, pioneering hip-hop artist, Look Down Productions. KRS-One once said that African Bambaataa, who is as big of a pioneer in hip-hop as you can possibly get, KRS-One says African Bambaataa invented the whole fucking thing. He goes, KRS-One said that African Bambaataa should not be held accountable and was infallible for the accusations against him. I'm sure you're aware of the accusations against African Bambaataa. A bunch of different people, young men have said that African Bambaataa took advantage of them, sexually assaulted them when they were kids, molested them when they were kids, raped them when they were kids. A bunch of different guys have said this. And I was like, that can't be true. Guys, y'all gonna be pissed off at me. I missed this. I was at TMZ. I was like, and I watched this interview with KRS-One saying that African Bambaataa should be infallible. He used the word infallible. That our leaders should be infallible. That African Bambaataa is too important to hip hop to in any way re-examine his legacy because of the Zulu Nation. He invented hip hop, all of that stuff. And I don't know if, since this was like 2016, I don't know if there's been more about this. I went back and watched it. I actually had to pull the car over. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, I was legitimately, y'all, I know Mr. I See Everything, I missed this one. And I'm like, yo. And then made sense to me. The only thing people can do in that situation is be like, nah, African Bambaataa, nah, Usher, nah, whoever. We're not fucking with that. But it's going to be you.
Yeah.
Because like I told you before, Puff is going to get out of jail. There's going to be a party. There's going to be an interview series.
Know who's throwing it.
There's going to be a whole deal. And in the space of 1 year, Puff will have regained a lot of the standing he had before he went in.
Of course. That's why I said Usher knew he could say it. Of course. I'm pointing to when I say none of it will be touched, it is due to his celebrity. And when I saw this, I thought about the conversation we had and you saying that, and I thought, this is planting the seeds. You're already trying to get people to think of this in a different way. And to be very honest with you, I don't even know how many people saw this interview to respond to it or saw the back and forth on social media regarding it. This is a Forbes interview. But Usher is planting seeds. And I saw it and I wasn't shocked because we see this all the time where celebrities have each other's back. They separate themselves. It's as if they do enough to where they almost become godlike. And the bad that they do, it doesn't mean anything because they've done so much and been so influential in society. But that's why I'm not shocked. I'm disappointed. But
I mean, be honest with you, that's not going to stop you from fucking with Usher, right?
Well, what am I going to do?
I get it.
What do you mean? Am I right? I see it now.
Right.
But that's me, how I respond.
Right.
Like if I wouldn't go run to an Usher concert, right? I'm not putting a cherry in my mouth or whatever it is that Usher does at his concerts. I'm not doing all of that. I think I'm gonna think about this. This stuff it impacts me. Maybe because it's my age. Maybe because we're so tapped in and we're talking about it. Maybe I don't know, but it does impact me.
Yeah, I just think number one.
I look at you different. This is like also sorry.
What you say?
No. It's just also like, I don't want to say I get an ick, but I look at you as less of a man.
Oh.
I really do. I really do. Like, you fucking know this shit is wrong. Let's just be honest. You know it's wrong. You know, but you're looking at him in a different way for whatever reason. It could be because, like you said, they're on a different level and it could happen to me or it could happen to somebody else. So like we can't all go in because, you know, we have to protect whatever this is. But like, you're not stupid. You know it's wrong. And the fact that you just can't say it, you could equally say, I know him differently. He means a lot to me. He did this for me. I've known him since I'm a kid. It's really hard for me to hear the stuff that he's saying. And my heart goes out to the women who have suffered at the hands of him. Like, that's wrong. I saw the video with Cassie. I saw him beat the shit out of her and drag her by the hair into the room. But the fact that you can't call it out, I'm looking at you as less of a man. I'm sorry.
In that situation, I will say this. First of all, that was a good sit down with Usher. That was a great interview, right?
I'm sure it was.
And I watched the whole thing. But also in that, I wonder what Usher would have said if
a woman had been interviewing him.
No, well, that's also interesting. But you know, I don't think about women in positions of power or
I didn't put that on you.
You know, influence. Oh, come on, a woman, two women talking. What is this? The Golden Girls?
He would. Well, I wouldn't say that, but like I
we got the
totally
ladies
think
from Beauty and Black coming up next. That's good enough. Like, come on.
But like that interviewer should have, and maybe he wasn't allowed to, who knows, but he should have, there should have been follow-ups and it shouldn't have been about business.
But in that situation, it would have been interesting to know what Usher would have said if he would have been directly asked about the Cassie video. Like directly asked. It's possible he's too close. He has too long running relationship for Diddy for his actual feelings for Diddy to ever change. Like if it's like, you know what I mean? That's possible. But speaking to powerful people and how they set up their life to exploit, harm, and abuse people, once again, that's a conversation that forces you to step out of your own experience and have a conversation about a grander experience and people who might be more vulnerable to that type of thing.
I just don't understand how people can't hold two truths. Nobody's telling you to not remember the good that he's done in your life. Nobody's saying that. Also, just be quiet. If you can't, just don't say anything.
But you can,
just
but even
be quiet.
that, but even that right there would have been
That's better than this.
I know, but it would have been like Usher refuses to, you know, this is the same thing.
Well, just like
you got to be clear. You got to,
But
look, as far as I'm concerned, once again, this is why I like to, as far as I'm concerned, this is why having conversations about these things in a grander scale is the way to go, because you get back to the point that whatever, I've already said it. You say Usher's not a man. You don't want to watch him skate anymore.
I look at him as less of a man. I didn't say he was not a man, but the fact that, whatever, I don't want to be redundant.
TMZ'd you.
Is that what y'all did? So you just miscategorized my words?
What are you talking about? I wrote headlines at TMZ and people were like, "Van, there's not enough conflict in that headline." I'm like, oh.
It's so funny. I saw Page Six picks up our conversation about Taylor Frankie Paul, and
who did? Page Six?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck I'm talking about?
And you know how I was like a white felon? They said that I said in the comments. So I guess this is what y'all do in these type of publications, or did in these publications. It was like she says she was a violent felon or like a violent criminal, and I was like, I didn't even use the word violent, but cool. All right.
So
that's what y'all think. I didn't say that.
We're gonna start doing something where,
but it was domestic
you
violence.
give me like TMZ a headline, and I wasn't even the best. Like people know in the office who was the best, but like in that situation when you said that, like this is the headline. Now what I don't know is how I would attribute you, because I think you could just be Rachel Lindsay. In the past, I would have been like Bachelorette Rachel Lindsay. I would orient the audience to the reason why what you said matters.
Sure.
Right? You don't have to do that for everybody, but sometimes it's like, if you LeBron James, I put LeBron James. But if you like, I don't know, if you Jared Vanderbilt, shout out to Vando, then I will go NBA star Jared Vanderbilt. First thing to do, orient the people to who's saying this. Secondly, take the most incendiary part of it, big part of the headline. So it'd be like, Rachel Lindsay, Usher is not a man.
Damn.
Nigga, I win. What the fuck?
That's not what I said.
Rachel Lindsay. Oh, maybe not that, because I got you. I got a quote from you.
Yeah.
This is it. This is better, because I got a quote from you. I wouldn't use the quote because the quote is not going quite far enough.
Okay.
Rachel Lindsay questions Usher's manhood.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 9 years of TMZ right there. That's 9 years.
This is the
that's sick, man.
Rachel Lindsay questions Usher's manhood. ... over Diddy defense. I'm at the top of the board.
I'm actually not mad at it.
I'm at the top of the board, and then this is the way the story goes. Hey, Bricks. Shout out to my man Bricks. Shout out to John Bricks, by the way. Bricks, I need a gallery of Usher. I need Usher on the beach. I need Usher. We need as many clicks as we can get. We got to put Usher's interview in there. All this got to happen in 5 minutes. We got to put Usher's interview in there. Bricks got to cut the gallery. We got to put a video of Usher performing at the Super Bowl, just cuz. Send people back to that story. The whole thing, I'm not going to do 80 words. I'm probably going to do about 120 words. I need to get this up in about 5 to 10 minutes because everybody's got their own thing. Boom, link it, send it out, up on the site. We're going to the top of the board.
Fan.
What?
Fan. Come on. You miss it.
Nah, I don't miss it. I don't.
Look at you.
Yeah,
got
the
gleam in your eye. You miss it.
I don't miss it. I don't miss it. But I will say though, I don't miss it at all.
Damn.
I don't. The hours were brutal. Like you go into a room, people like, here come. I don't miss it at all. But what I will say though,
He's just got a second win.
What I will say is
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
No, I don't miss it. But what I will say though is the challenge of crafting that was something that they could get you hooked on. I don't miss it though. I really don't.
I'll let y'all be the judge.
I don't miss it. I don't miss it. Boom, but it was fast moving.
Van Lathan desires to be back at TMZ.
That's not good. Nah, that's not good.
Greatest 9 years of my life.
Donnie said,
I never said that though.
Greatest 9 years of my life.
You'll get sued. You're like,
I said desires. I didn't quote.
Yeah.
Like I used the verb there. Does he desires?
Do you know how I would write it?
How would you write it?
Van Lathan still has a lust. ... for TMZ Newsroom.
9 years later,
lust,
still has.
See that?
Or not 9 years later, however many years.
Like get them lust, sex, money, greed, fuck you, you're dead. The whole thing. Like that's Van Lathan has a lust, like something like that, like big
desires.
For TMZ Newsroom. Then
Dreams.
80 words, send straight to the video.
Fantasizes about his days back.
Fantasy, another one.
Fantasizes. Van
Fantasizes.
Lathan fantasizes about TMZ years.
Yeah.
Dot.
A big, you gotta go.
Hi, Harvey.
Nah, see, we got the ladies from Beauty. Rachel, we got the ladies from Beauty and Black. Taylor and Crystle coming on. They both from Houston. One of them is an AKA. We talked about the show. We talked about spring break.
We talked about spring break. We talked about Van's possible future in the Tyler Perry universe.
Yeah. Put a fat nigga on there. It's a lot of muscles. I don't see enough male tits. I'm ready.
Okay.
Fuck it now.
I bet the people are too.
I bet they want to see it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get to this interview on the other side of this break.
All right, joining us now on Higher Learning. This is a treat. We told y'all we were going to be talking Beauty in Black, and today we have Crystle Stewart, who is an American actress, model, and beauty queen, and we have Taylor Polidore Williams, who is, well, both of you guys are from Houston, I just might add, Texas in the house. But,
right.
And Taylor, actress, filmmaker, and a graduate, HBCU. You'll love this.
Yeah, of course.
And I have to say this, AKA.
Oh,
we have a lot of D9 talk here, Taylor. A lot of D9 talk.
Love that.
Which one of you guys is the AKA? Just so I know.
I am.
You sister, you're the AKA. I'm gonna check back in with you every now and again because there are things that I know that Rachel tries to gaslight me about different aspects culturally. She acts like there's no rivalry, like but so she's a Delta. I know that there's a little thing here, and I'm gonna check back in every once in a while to make sure that you guys are getting along.
Thank you. It's
there's
all
no thing?
Wait, what?
It's all D9 love. It's all D9 love.
Yeah. Okay.
But he loves to do this. Okay, so we have the stars from Beauty in Black, which first off, I want to say, I love seeing you guys here and smiling. Because you guys are so intense on the show. It's such intense characters. And you have these beautiful smiles. I'm so glad you're here on Higher Learning. I just want to start. We were talking offline. The show is #1 on Netflix. It always is whenever it drops. The ratings show that the show is a success, but also just so many people are talking about it. What do you think? Why do you think people connect so strongly with your show? And this is for either one of you.
Go, Taylor. Go for it. I feel like you want to.
I personally think that people are connecting, and when you talk about it's #1 or like the global reach that the show is having, I think that it's because one, we have to discuss the Tyler Perry effect. He has an extremely strong and loyal fan base, but I think we've even broken past that because the themes that are in it are just so entertaining, and it grabs people and they want to stick with it and they want to see what's happening. And it like takes all the best of all the dramas Sophie feels and combines them into one. And I think that's why it's so popular right now.
I agree. That's why the cliffhangers after each episode, it just keeps them going and binging. Yeah.
So Rachel told me we're doing something. We're gonna start covering the show here on Higher Learning, right? We're going to start covering the show, the ins and outs. Yeah, we're going to start covering the show.
I brought Van in because I'm so tapped in.
Yeah, she's very tapped in. But the way she sold the show is the way that a lot of people sell it is sometimes you can't believe what you're watching, right? That's kind of like the way she sold it. For you guys, have you ever got the pages and been like, I can't believe we're going to do this? Or have you ever been never? Yes?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
100%, right? Oh, yeah. In the beginning, for me, getting the script and auditioning for it, I come out and I'm very nice at the convention center and welcoming everyone. I'm like, oh, I can do this. This is mine. And then you flip the script. I'm like, I'm cussing out people and kicking them out my car and all these one-liners. So, yeah, we were always shocked.
I've seen other Tyler Perry shows, but this show is one that I'm like hooked in. Because like Taylor, you were saying how, it's the Tyler Perry effect, but this show reaches new audiences, someone like me. The show has sparked controversy just for different reasons, but I want to know what you guys thought about, because I don't know if this is what's drawing people in too, but when I was like describing it to Van when I first started watching, I'm like, this is the most explicit I've ever seen Tyler Perry do. Like, I mean, he wrote it, directed, created it, all the things. For you guys, like, how do you process some of like the fodder that's online with some of these like really explicit scenes?
That's a good question, because I don't think I've ever had that question about the explicit nature of the show.
It goes down.
And I mean, so one, I think it's two different things. It's layered. The processing of the explicit nature of the show as an actor and myself, that's the justifications I feel like of the work that we did as actors. Like, why are these people so heinous and crazy to each other? But processing the conversations online, I personally don't engage with them. That's not something that I feel like is my duty to chime in on. I appreciate the people watching. I appreciate the conversations, good, bad, in between. But it's kind of like once that is out in the world, that is for them. And like, I will see stuff and I hear stuff or see random things, but I'm like, I can't even chime in on that. And I love chiming in on, like, I'm a kid of the internet. So it's very hard for me, but I've had to change my relationship with the internet since the show came out, because I have to have a point of like, that's for them, not for me.
Do you think any of the criticism is fair? Do you think, can you see when people, some of the stuff, because it's not just this particular show, there's sometimes Tyler Perry himself and the way that he makes shows and the way that he gets into stuff. People talk about it, and we talked about Straw on here. It's not always celebratory of what he does. Do you see where people are coming from, or do you think it's just a bunch of hating internet talk?
I think it's hating, Taylor. What do you think? I think they hating myself.
Well, people are gonna, support or hate any project. So I think people are entitled to their own opinions. You could feel however you feel about it, watch it, don't watch it. Again, I don't know. That's a very personal, it's an opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone sees art differently. So welcome the conversation. That's what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a bit lost for words because like Taylor said, I don't quite read the comments because I'm like, if you read the good, you have to read the bad as well. So I just stay away from it and stay on my high of being number one, on Netflix. But Tyler sometimes get these hits, but he's a strong guy and he has wonderful shows. His shows are always number one. His movies are always number one. And I think it'll continue that way.
I also feel like to the conversation about like some of the criticisms, I think that is very important. Like, even if we're looking at some of these things, I know, especially in season 1, like with the human trafficking theme, there were so many women who were messaging me like, I see myself in Kimmy. I've been in this situation. So it's like, maybe to some people, it seems like, oh, this is far-fetched. There's certain criticisms for the images that are out. But there are people that do resonate with some of the themes that are going on. Obviously, we're in a heightened sense, but who am I to say that it's too far, it's too much? I don't judge it that way.
Interesting. I don't want to put you guys in the clique here, but I have to ask, is the criticism ever racist? And let me tell you what I mean by that. I popped in and was watching, this actually happened. If people are going to, I actually saw this. This happened on television. So I was watching a show and it was of this bigger guy. He was a fat guy who was a bigger guy. He's having drinks with these girls. The girls ran out on the tap. They ran out on the tap. So then the fat guy went to his plastic surgeon, killed everybody in the plastic surgeon's office. Yeah, just listen what happened. He killed everybody in the plastic surgeon's office, went on a mass shooting spree, then was about to kill the plastic surgeon. The plastic surgeon goes, no, don't kill me. I got one more thing that could make you beautiful. They then send a woman into him. He has sex with the woman. She gives him an STD. The skin melts off of his face and he becomes beautiful. All of this, the beauty show, it was totally ridiculously wild.
What?
I watched the whole thing and it was wild. And I don't see exactly the same type of criticism of some of the stuff that exists in the Ryan Murphy verse and some of this other stuff that I watch or happen to catch as I see in you guys' show. Do you ever think that there is a specific feeling that people might have about some of the things because he's black and you guys are black and sometimes we hold on a little too close?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So like some of the themes, I think there are very similar intersections of Ryan Murphy's themes and what goes on, at least on our show, in the TPS world. And I think it is rooted in racism, and some of it is in self-perception of Black representation on screen. And I know that's something that I feel like as Black people, I deal with it too. Like, is this an image that we should have out in the world for the world to see? And, that's complicated. It's very layered and nuanced. And I think some of the criticisms are because it is a Black show and a Black man.
I think and I'm wondering what you guys think about this. I think some of the criticism, particularly with Tyler Perry doing it and what this show, the way this show is I think people also relate Tyler Perry to religion. And so when you see a show like this, that, you're dealing with very heavy themes, a lot of it is around a strip club, in the parking lot and within the club. I think sometimes that's also where the criticism comes from, because I think people have this perception about Tyler Perry, and then maybe you watch something like this, or what was the movie we discussed with the uncle? I can't think of the title right now, where it's a little bit more. Thank you. Yeah.
Joe's College Road Trip.
Joe's College Road Trip. We watched that too. That I think maybe that's where some of this is coming from. Do you guys think that it's rooted in that as well?
Yeah. Well, I think they put him in one lane.
Yeah.
You know, when he
Yeah.
originally started out, it was, you know, theater, and his root was religion, was Christianity. And when he tried to steer away from that, I feel that's when the criticism came. And as he got bigger and grew more, there was more and more criticism, you know, after that. So yeah, no, I feel he started in that lane, and some people didn't want or see him getting out of that lane of religion.
But we're still watching. Whatever lane it
You're
is,
right.
we're still watching.
Religious or not, right, Rachel?
So,
But I think that's kind of the allure, though, even though that is his fan base or what his fan base was rooted in, the church. The church has a lot of the Bible is one of the most salacious books I've read. I read it. So, you know, you have these people that present like, oh, I don't want to watch these things or support these things. But like you said, they are watching. Yeah.
They're watching it.
So
they're watching.
the response to the show, like, first of all, we should say this. Being #1 on Netflix that's not a small feat. That is a gigantic feat. That makes you a legitimate television star. Like, legitimately, being #1 on Netflix, the biggest stream, like, let's get the smile. That's what I'm saying. You know in the back of your mind, you know, I see you smiling, sister. Y'all know, y'all are legitimate TV stars. How has your life changed due to the success of this show?
Ooh.
Either one of y'all.
I think going places, for me right now, I feel like I live two different lives. So I live between LA and Houston. So in LA, it's events and red carpets and all these great, fabulous, glamorous things and star, whatever you want to call it. And at home, I'm mom, you know, with my two little kids, and I kind of just focus on them. And sometimes, honestly, I forget. So I'm going to the store to, you know, pick up a toy with my kids, and someone stops me for a picture. And I'm like, oh, shoot, yeah. You know, like, yeah. And then another person, and then my son's like, Mommy, why are they taking pictures with you? You know? And I'm like, buddy, Mommy's she plays on television, and they like me on television, trying to explain this, you know, to a 5-year-old. So it's been life-changing, but it's still something I'm adjusting to as far as the moving back and forth and with the family as well.
Yeah, it's definitely been life-changing. It's something that I have dreamed about for a very long time, to have a project that kind of thrusts you into the spotlight, to have access, you know, to continue acting and to keep telling stories. But I don't think anything can really prepare you for that many people seeing your face or like knowing your face. So like Crystle said, it's kind of like a disassociation. Like, you see #1, but like, it's really hard to conceptualize billions of minutes watched of a show and like people recognizing you to the point, like she said, when you're out and I'll forget, I'm just moving about day like normal, and you see people smiling at you and waving, like, wow, everyone's so nice here, and then someone's Kimmy.
Like, oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's why. That's why. Hi, I'm Taylor.
And then disassociating the character, right? So I'm playing this horribly mean person, which I would think of completely opposite from that. So at first I'm like, okay, how are these people going to react to me? They're going to try to run me over. But fortunately, it's been, I think, a love-hate relationship for Mallory. So
yeah, that's
definitely different than the characters.
I was going to ask you that, because I mean, we talk about the Tyler Perry effect, but obviously the show is successful because of what you guys bring to your characters. It's whether, like Taylor, you were talking about how people write you and say that they connect with Kimmy and they've been through a situation. I'm sure, Crystle, you feel the same thing. How do you separate? Because one of the things
Rachel, they ain't saying Mallory.
They don't say anything about Mallory?
I'm just kidding.
Well, you're running a company.
Mallory.
You're running, I mean, like, you're running without giving too much away. Yeah, like, you're running a company. You have to hold your own. You built, like, you talk about your past to where you are now. It's like totally different, both of you. But like, how do you talk about being recognized, and, you know, people see you on screen one way, but how do you separate your personal identity when you're preparing for some of these emotional and physically vulnerable scenes? How do you separate your personal identity from your character?
I completely separate. I'm not a method actor. That's not something that doesn't serve me to kind of like, oh, I have to commit and be in this moment. I think all the preparation before analyzing the script. I journal to learn and know who this person is and justify the actions that they do. And then on set, I'm completely there. I give it my all. And when we wrap, I come back to myself. I listen to music, I take the makeup off, and I leave it there. So for me, I do feel a very clear, distinct difference between Taylor and Kimmy. And I feel like I have to. Like, that's one of my biggest things. I want to disappear in every role. It's not me anymore. So that there's a very clear difference.
Well, my process is a little different. I go bathe in some holy water after all the cursing and killing and Jim Crow lines and all that stuff that I give. So I go detox after Mallory. It's something, because I don't really curse in real life, to be honest. And sometimes I even slip up. I don't really. Yeah, I don't. And like one time I slipped up and said darn, and they're like, cut. They're like, Crystle, Mallory, she's not going to say darn. They're like, what are you, what are you doing? So no, like not at all. So it's a complete difference for me. And again, like Taylor said, I go in and do the job and really soak in who Mallory is and why is she. That was something I had to come to. I'm like, why is she so mean?
Yeah.
Why is Mallory so mean? Why is she mean? Where is this coming from? So once I found that, I was able to jump into Mallory and then jump right out after they yell cut.
Have you found that, because when I'm watching these shows with my mama, it's always the Mallory types that my mama gravitates to. And that's because she can't be Mallory in real life. She has to be affable and accessible, and she has to, dry everybody's tears and stuff like that. And every once in a while, she would just be like, she like to say, fuck you, bitch. And my mom curses, but like not to people who, you know what I mean?
Not at people.
So do you ever feel it liberating to be able to get on there and get that side of you off, since you're,
Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah.
There you
no,
go.
absolutely.
I almost got you to say. That's what I wanted you to do.
Almost got me. Yeah. No, no, really, it can be. It was almost therapeutic for me, because 2 years ago, I went through a very traumatic situation in life in general. And I felt I handled it pretty well. But when I have like the crime scene, to be honest, was really something, me letting out something that was deep down inside of me during that traumatic experience, and being able to release that cry out. Friends that really know me, it was like, I think that was therapeutic for you. And I was like, actually, it really was. So, but yeah, I do have people reaching out saying like, I wish I was more like Mallory. And I think they just like her assertiveness. I don't know if it's the cursing or whatever, but how assertive and bold she is with her delivery. And she's not cutting any corners, and she means what she says.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't want to, but sometimes sisters don't want to have to apologize. You just want to get their shit off, and whatever happens, happens. We're going to get to Reasonable Doubt in a second, because I know, Taylor, your Reasonable Doubt is a big deal for you, and we're going to talk about that. Before I get to that, I want to ask y'all something about Houston, because I don't know if you guys have been seeing what's been going on down in Houston. Spring breakers took over y'all city. Like, it was thongs, titties is out. It looked like Beauty in Black. Houston looked like Beauty in Black. The Spring Breakers came down. They took over Houston. I saw Slim Thug. Slim Thug put up, shout out to Slim Thug, he put up what his visions for a new Houston that could engage the Slim, like he wanted a man-made beach, all kinds of stuff. We about to change Houston. It's about to be the spring break destination for every hood all over America. Mocha Fest, April 24th through 26th in Houston. I want to know how y'all feel about that. How y'all feel about thongs, asses, titties, labias everywhere in Houston. What's the thought? It's just like Beauty in Black.
Beauty in Black.
I could give a politically correct answer, and I could give the answer that actually makes a lot of sense.
Give that one. Give that one.
Okay. It was already there. All of that was already there. Now, I blame Miami, because a few years ago, they said spring breakers do not come. South Beach do not come.
True.
Kamala
So
Harris.
the kids need somewhere to go, and Houston is the best city in this country.
Yeah.
Fun, it is friendly, you got some good food, the price is right. So I get why the kids want to come, but they need some rules and regulations.
Yeah.
What are
Regulate
those
it a
rules and
little bit.
regulations? Like, y'all are welcoming other kids. This is good, because they're gonna come to your crib. Like, so it is. What are the rules and regulations? What? Tell me what they would be. Like what?
The rules and regulations. I feel there needs to be a a time limit. So basically a cutoff time, maybe 12 a.m. or something, to where
12
o'clock.
Crystle.
To go bring the thongs home.
Crystle.
At 12 o'clock.
These kids are out to the sun.
Yeah, like the after hour spots, the strip clubs. That's so part of Houston. Some of the best strip clubs are in Houston.
Yeah.
I think as long as they respect, you can't mess with Texas. People have guns all around the place.
Yeah. Don't play with Texas.
Be on your best behavior, because
you ain't playing in Texas now. You ain't act right.
No. One last question for Beauty and Black for me. You both are in some wild scenes. Just when I think like, oh, they're done. Nothing more left. Something else happens that I couldn't even think would happen. Is there a scene? Well, one, what's the most wild scene you feel like you've done, or a scene where you were reading it and you were like, I don't know if I could do this. This is a little too much for me.
Ooh, a little too much. Oh wow. For me, Mallory, nothing is too much. I think I had a couple this season.
Yeah, you did.
A wild scene for me. I'm like, all of it was wild. I think I went from grabbing a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee, to the whole, the whole tub of coffee and pouring it on Felicia and Roy. I think that was, and then when the girls jumped in, that was probably my favorite scene for me, from Mallory, from this past season.
That was wild for sure, but I feel like that was more fun because that was vindication.
I loved it.
Happened. I feel like, I think the wildest one I have was back in season 1 when Kimmy killed the club owner, Delinda. She went Rambo. she lost it. I think that was pretty wild because she blew her head up. We had pyrotechnics, all of that there.
And then it ended. It just ended.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. That's what I was like, okay, I'm tuned in for whatever they're bringing me. I've never seen a season end like that.
Yeah.
Next time y'all talk to Tyler, tell him he got to represent for the fat brothers, man. Like, we could dance too. Like, we could be in the strip club. I didn't see any titties on the other side. I didn't we weren't well represented. So tell them to put some of the high BMI brothers out there. We got to work too. What has it been like working on Reasonable Doubt? Like, what has that been like for you? Like,
joining this new season, working on it. Kerry Washington posted you. Like, things are happening. Like, what has it been like working on that show? Shout out to Sean Holly, by the way.
It's been a great experience thus far. Like, I know they are keeping the plot and everything very much so under wraps, so I don't want to say too much, but I'm very honored to be there. It's going to be a great season. What they have planned, they also announced that Megan Good and Tank are on this season, so I can't say that much. But it gives all the drama, everything that the show already had, but the team behind it, Ramala, and like you said, Carrie, just everybody there has been so welcoming. So I'm really happy to be there.
Yes.
Amazing. No, you've already been greenlit. Season 3, we know it's coming. It's the final season, which I really hope that's not true, because now it's like it's almost like I need it all the time. I need it every day. I need this to be a soap opera. What do you want? I know you can't give us what season 3 is, but what would you like to see if this is really the final season? Where would you like to see Kimmy go? Where would you like to see Mallory go?
Good question, Rachel. Where do I see?
I would love for Miss Kimmy to have some peace and joy. I know that's not what the show is about, but even if she could have just a little bit of lightness to her day, because she's been stressed since episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think for Mallory, she would want to keep the reins in the company. Probably with her new counterparts, Kimmy, and the rest of the crew as well. But she's worked hard for the company to sustain it, to keep it up there, to grow. I think she would want to keep that.
Okay. All right. Well, we love the show, and we're so glad that you guys could come through. Thank you for being here. Tell everybody. I mean, we already said on Netflix, but just where they can follow you guys and everything that you're doing.
Okay, you can find us Beauty in Black, Crystle Stewart playing Mallory on Instagram at CRYSTLE Stewart.
And I'm on Instagram at Taylor Polidore, Polidore, and I'm on TikTok too. And Twitter, but Instagram and TikTok.
So I can't tweet TikTok.
It's too, I can't. Like I found the limits. That's how I knew I was unk. I tried it. I can't do it.
Right.
But tell Tyler what I said. Think about it. Fat niggas. Let's
tell him, Taylor.
Yeah, tell him.
That's
what I'm saying?
Representation.
Yeah, won't even see the thong on me. It'll completely disappear. All right.
Thank you,
thanks
ladies.
for joining us,
Congratulations to you both.
Thank you so much for having us.
Bye.
All right, guys. No more podcasts. We've ruined all our relationships. Jonta Austin about to hit me up. Shout out to Jonta and Brian Michael Cox and everybody in Atlanta. Shout out to all my people. I love it.
Man, if anybody's upset at the fact that I am disappointed about what Usher said.
Nah, what the fuck you talking? I'm joking with them. They're my niggas. But I'm
okay,
I don't give a fuck about none of that. That's all.
The thing speaks for itself.
It's the Lokester Groover, original gangster Hoover. That's, man, shout out Real Sama, man. You're on your way, dog. Keep doing your thing. Take your think caps off, but do not stop learning. I'm Van Lathan Jr.
I'm Rachel Lynn Lindsay. Bye, guys.